My name is Chynna Rickenbach, and I'm from Utah. I have four kids. I've been with my husband since we were 15 years old. How I got introduced to eutaptics FasterEFT, I follow a girl on Instagram, and she was like posting about it, and I was one of those people. I've tried it all. I've tried ayahuasca, I've tried hypnotherapy, I've tried talk therapy, I've tried it all. And I just knew like there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more. Anyways, followed this girl and I did a session with her and we worked on a pretty big memory of my dad because my parents were drug addicts. They were crazies growing
Mm.
up. Anyways, I had this memory of my dad holding a gun to my mom's head. And for whatever reason, I think we just dove in on that session and she was like cleaned it up. And I could not believe it because when I went back to remember it, it was like the brain, like I knew, like it was just different. Like the emotions around it were gone. I felt different about it. It was incredible. I was just like, holy crap. Like I know that it happened, but on this side of the brain, it's like sees it completely different. So I was just like, there's something to this. I'm going to keep
Mhm.
doing it. So I had a couple more sessions with her. And then I just jumped into level one and started working on myself, started showing up for tap alongs with you. And so again, my background, I've tried it all. So I always had this feeling like maybe I was like abused when I was younger. Like I don't remember it, so like I don't think it happened to me, but my mom had been abused, my sister had been abused. So I'm like, I I don't know, like I don't remember being abused, but I feel this feeling of like I was abused. Anyways, I was on a tap along with you, and we started tapping along this memory that I had, this story of my sister telling me about her abuse. As I'm tapping along with you, I'm starting to remember things, and I'm like, holy crap, I was there. Like I was just a little girl laying in the bed, like beneath her when it happened, like I was there. And so we cleaned that up. And then I worked with another practitioner to clean up more of that because it was a pretty big issue.
Right.
But that was like incredible for me because I didn't remember that I was there. I had no idea.
Mhm. Yeah, let me share a little bit about that. Let me explain a little bit how the mind works. Um, it's kind of weird. You could have you could have witness or somebody. So your sister comes to tell you the story, right? Or you watch a
Yeah.
movie on TV.
Yeah, my
Um,
mom my mom told me her story of her abuse, and then my sister told me her story, and so
mhm. So you're getting this information, this data, and what our brains do, it'll take information and create a story with it. As a matter of fact, when they tell the story, you actually start to feel as if you were there with them. Or even you can even feel as if you were experiencing in your mind. Now, again, guys, watch TV. You get angry at the TV and you cry with the TV, but you're not really there, but it sure felt real. So one of several things could happen. One, you internalized it because what you listened to became a part of your story. Now, one of the things I teach is that everything inside your mind is you. So if you have stories of your mother telling you a story and you internalize a story, you're giving meaning to it, you're giving emotions to it, it becomes you. Even if it never happened to you physically, mentally, it is happening and emotionally. And so then you will operate as if it were true. All right. So that's how the brain works. And that's why a lot of times I will work with people who have what you call a false memory. So this could be a false memory you created by listening to stories and you create your own. Or you may have, who knows? So that's how it works. So we worked on that one and you worked on that one. So now when you think about it, what does it mean?
when I go to it, it's crazy because like it's not even that memory. It's, a memory of my sister and I dancing and playing and we're happy and, like that's what I automatically go to first. Like
Yeah.
I don't even like I know that that was once upon a time a thing that happened, but that's not my like when I think about that memory, I go to my rewrite. Like I go to my
Right.
updated memory.
Right. Now let me those of you who are listening to me, I know this sounds kind of weird. She had a memory. She had a memory or an ideal of a memory. You have to understand your memories is not the real thing that happened outside you. Remember earlier, I said your brain will take stuff and internalize it. So when you visit your memory of what you watched on TV, what someone told you, or what you experienced, when you change it up here inside your head, you're not changing what happened out there. You can't change something that doesn't exist anymore. So when you update your memories, you're updating your program on how to operate and survive in the world. That's really important. So you can't change the past. You can only change how you represent things. Whatever is in your head is a program on how to do something, how to experience something, and how to repeat something. So if you like feeling miserable, don't change them. So what's some of the big things that from your working with level one? Level one, guys, you can change yourself is the title of it, which means I want to show you how to change yourself. I want you to be the driver of your own life. I want you to adjust the things inside you so that you'll be happy. Now, what we're not doing is creating alternative reality. We're not lying to ourselves. As a matter of fact, when you go back to a past memory and you feel it today, that's a lie today because you're not there. That's a lie. So I'm actually bringing you to the present moment, to what is real. Now, again, like if you want to, hold on to the misery of the past, there's a payoff. It gets bigger and it gets worse and it'll destroy you. So just remember this. When you adjust a memory, you're not changing what happened in the past. You're only changing what your brain will recycle on you. That's really important to know. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So my mom, I had a lot of memories of my mother sleeping. She was a drug addict, so she was either high or she was sleeping. And then later on in life, after my third baby, I really started to struggle with fatigue, like this just crazy fatigue. I could not, I could take all the supplements, I could eat right. It was just there. Like I just wanted to sleep. So level one, I really started diving into changing memories of mom sleeping, and that really helped my fatigue shift. And then one of the other big things that I cleaned up was my dad's affair. And I didn't know at the time how much resentment and anger I held towards him. Like I kind of knew because like it was just like sometimes he would like talk and his voice would just like send, like all these spikes, like all I could see was red. Like, oh my gosh, your voice, like why? And so I kept, being emotionally intelligent now, learning from Robert, I was like, why does he bother me so bad? So as I'm, cleaning up memories, more memories are starting to surface and I recognize and I see like, oh wow, there's like all this stuff from the past that I never dealt with that I just kind of was like, oh no, I love my dad, you know. And so cleaning up my dad, I will say that he's been one of my biggest healers because he's been one of my biggest triggers. Like I'm just like, ah. And so I've cleaned up a lots of things with him. One of the biggest was he had an affair on my mom when I was younger. That sent my mom into uh, like a panic attack, I guess, or not a panic attack. I don't know. She basically didn't want to do anything but sleep.
Depression.
Yeah, like
Depression.
a depression. Yeah. And so I cleaned that up and, updated those memories. And it's been incredible. Also, with my parenting, my own parenting, I came from a background where, you spanked your children, you yelled at them, you threatened them, you put them in the corner, you sent them to their room, they talk back to you, you slap them across the face, like that was my programming. And so, um, anyways,
You're being triggered, yeah.
yeah. This eutaptics FasterEFT has been such a gift for my parenting because I can show up differently for my kids now because everyone's like, "Oh, you don't hit them. Just don't hit them." I tried that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work to just not hit them. But when you find eutaptics, FasterEFT, and you go change your memories, go change, mom smacking you across the face or
Right.
dad spanking you with a belt, you you're able. It just changes the whole
Hmm.
chemistry of the brain. And you explain it far better than I do, but you're able to hold those moments where your kids are completely melting down and you're maybe the old you would react by like squatting their butt and now you're just like sitting with it. Like, you know, that's the incredible part.
Yeah. So basically, and I know that experience because I too, because I had no skills either. I passed down my parenting skills that I received, and we pass it down. But what you're doing is you don't like it, and now you're changing your references. Now, guys, here's the important thing I tell everybody, and I'll tell you: if you want to be a better parent, change the parents inside your head and what they did to you. Because remember, memories are just operating skills. These are patterns to operate your life from. That's why, the teacher go on the chalkboard and do a math equation, and now you can do math equations. Right? You learn by what you witness and you mimic and mirror that. So again, you're just doing what you were emotionally conditioned, doing what you experienced. And so our brain just kicks in that survival program and you're going to mimic your trainers, but you don't
Yes.
like it, so you got to change it. Yeah, and you can catch yourself now. Before,
Yeah, I catch myself.
yeah,
When my kids are like driving me crazy and I can feel that irritation building, I'm just like tapping. Nope. We're not going there, you know. And when I do mess up, because I am human,
mm-hmm.
and I haven't found all the programs, I'm still working on it. Like if I snatch their arm, I haven't hit my kids in a long time, but if I snatch their arm and I feel like it was like maybe, too aggressive, I'll go
Mm-hmm.
back to the point of when I like that intensity of to snatch them and clean it from there.
Right,
Clean it up
right, right.
so
So you're reprogramming your programs.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
very good. I mean, having kids, and you got four of them, right?
Yes.
That's a little bit of chaos.
Just a little at
A little
times.
bit of chaos. And also remember, you came from a chaotic world.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's almost like you're mirroring it. So as you clean up, the chaos will get less.
Yes, and that's my experience. Like it's incredible the just the 360 that's happened in my life since doing this, and the mom I am today versus the mom I was
Mhm.
even 2 years ago.
Yeah. And if you look at, I mean, those who are on the listen to the audio, you can't look at her, but she looks very healthy. You have a healthy look. Now, I remember when we first started, you didn't look so healthy.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's another thing. I mean, I could talk on too and share. Um, I had this like I always thought I was empathetic. Like, oh, when people are telling me stories or when I'm telling my own story, my own experience, I'm crying. Like I just thought I was a crier. I'm like, I just cry. I feel all this stuff. I'm a filler. No. When you start cleaning up your memories and updating and cleaning up your own BS, my ability to cry, I mean, I still cry when I get passionate about something like I just did, like
Mhm.
just the changes in me will,
Yeah.
instill that emotion. But I'm not going around crying like I used to. And
Mhm.
that to me has been huge. I'm like, I'm not a crier. I just had a lot of shit in there that needed to be cleaned up.
Exactly. Exactly. And I mean, it's a coping skill. When you're unhappy, it's easy to be unhappy. When you have references that drag you down, it's easy to be dragged down. Now you've been cleaning up, you've been working on yourself, you've been improving the quality of your brain, and therefore your quality of behavior reflects that. And so it's super important to have a skill. Now, what I teach guys is not just a technique. It's a way of life. It's a way of processing the world. It's a way of handling stuff inside you. If you have a skill and you're upset now, Chynna will walk away. She'll work on herself, release the emotions, get mental clarity, and act differently. You know, it works, and it's oftentimes immediate or close to immediate. You diffuse the emotional situation inside yourself, and then you handle things in a more healthier, productive way. So this system is how to live a normal, healthy life. by being emotionally intelligent. This is emotional intelligence skill, emotional regulation. Have you seen your kids change any? You notice any difference in your kids now versus back when you hadn't worked on yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely. With my older ones, because they got a different version of my husband and I. I even have seen my husband change. Like me leading our life, being the mom and him just kind of seeing me, how I parent the children, it's inspired him to change,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so it's
another,
not just my kids, it showed up all over in our
yeah,
lives.
yeah. And earlier you said your father, who gave you a lot of issues, emotional hurts, and there's something she said is really important. My father's my number one healer. Now, how does that work? Remember, as I said at the beginning, you'll capture memories of what your father did, how he treated you, and it goes inside you. And so by her working on her memories of what dad did, it changes her relationship with her father. Even if he's not alive, the relationship will change. This relationship will impact her husband because her attitude had shifted and changed. It'll impact your children because her attitude and emotions have shifted. It has a ripple effect. And like one of the ladies, her mother was older and she said, I love her, but I can't stand the bitch. I said, you need to work on that because she's your mother and how you represent her is about you. So she's working on herself, changing, adjusting memories and cleaning this stuff up. And then she says, it's the weirdest thing. My mother's acting like she had sessions. She's changed. And it's because she changed and our attitude and our emotional dynamics impact our environment. And so this is a massive ripple effect in your world. And if you were to talk to the mothers or the wives, what would you tell them? Well, if you were to give them any advice, what would you tell
I would tell them to look into your systems and invest in themselves.
them? Right.
Learn about eutaptics, FasterEFT, how it works, how to change and update your memories, how to feel safe within your own body, because that's mostly what it is. We're so many of us are walking around in this level of stress that's like up here, right? And if you have childhood trauma or come from an environment that wasn't very healthy, I mean, your stress is up here. And so you're walking around with this stress all day long, and it's affecting your husband, it's affecting your children, you're taking it out on them. And so invest in yourself. Eutaptics Fast is the greatest tool. And I don't just say that to say it. Like, it's changed my life because I invested in myself. I've updated my memories. I've rewritten them. I'm a better mom. I'm a calmer mom. And so invest in yourself. If you're even one bit curious about this modality, go to the website, skillstochange.com, and invest in yourself. It'll be the greatest
Mhm.
thing you ever do.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it's definitely true. And you shared a story earlier about your youngest one, your
Mhm.
5 year old. Share that because I think it's very profound.
Okay. So my 5-year old, she, my dad, he um likes to tease. And she will tell him, like, don't tease me. This is my house. You can leave. And so she had a friend over and they were playing. And I'm listening in on them, and I could hear the friend, making fun of her doll. And I can hear my daughter say, please don't do that. And she asked her twice. And then she says, her friend's name, this is my house and you are visiting. If you cannot be nice, you can leave. And I was just like, wow, because she's 5. Like, that brings so much joy to me because she's 5 years old and she knows that her voice matters. She
Mhm.
knows she's brave enough to be like, hey, to an adult, I don't like that. Don't do that. This is my house. This is my safe space. And if you don't want to respect that I've told you not to do this, you can leave. Like,
Yeah.
5 years old, like, that's incredible.
Very good. Good job. I'm so happy that you shared this. I know that I do remember working on you. I don't have any idea what we worked on because I work with so many. But
Yeah.
I could see you change just by watching you from afar.
Hmm.
And I'm very proud of you. And you're young. How old are you?
I'm 34.
34 years old. God. Some of you guys are listening. If you would have started at 34, your children would have grew up in a different way. Your health would be different today. Your decision would be different. So many things would be different. And I really believe that if we could get your children watching you tap on yourself, being a good model of personal change and transformation, and show them this is how you change how the bad feelings are. They will grow up emotionally intelligent. They will make wiser decisions. They won't allow people to hurt them or harm them. So that's really good. Really, really good. So thank you so much for sharing. It's really good to have like China who really experienced it and share her stories, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good idea. Everyone
Yeah.
has a different experience, but you hear the transformation. It's powerful.
Yeah. And she didn't come from a boring life. That's really nice, you know?
Mm.
Nope, nope, no boring here.
Which means you get a lot more stuff to clean up, you know? But
Yeah.
you also build your power and conquer a lot of stuff. So
I know I wanted to like share more things because there's just so much, so much that has changed in my life. And
like
so
what? Like what?
just the confidence, like my confidence level in like just feeling good about myself has changed so much.
Well, you think about it logically, before you started this, you had no power. You had no
Mhm.
control. You just suffered.
Yeah.
Now your confidence level says, if it comes my way, I know what to do. I can handle
Hmm.
it. I can conquer and clean it up. That's where your confidence is being built from.
Hmm.
Without a skill, without a talent, you'll still be a victim of the world.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah, very good. All right. I think we did great.
Yeah. Me too.
All
Thank you guys.
right, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Ciao.
Bye.